Hello, what's up everybody? So this video is actually two of my videos kind of smashed together. First of all, it is going to talk about the best loadout options for the Vector. And also, it's also my series called Montage Mondays, where every Monday I have a new montage for you guys. So it was a good way to wrap up two things. This is my first montage with like a normal gun instead of like a crossbow or something like that. So a lot of fun. There's a lot more like streaks, a lot more series of kills instead of maybe that one clip of firing a bolt across the map. So it was a lot more fun in that way. It was nice to use like a normal gun again instead of like, and I tried using Executioner for a while, but I favored the K90 for the montage. It had just been too long since I used a normal gun. Some of the kills in this will be things from claymores and kill streaks, but they were all earned through the Vector, so I think it's totally legit to throw in like a hunter killer kill in there too. So before I get too caught up in Montage Mondays, I want to talk more about the loadout, since that might attract new people, and Montage Mondays I think is someone that people, you know, kind of follow me and watch for every week. So the loadout that I favored using the K90, I played with it constantly for like 3 days. So I tried out tons of options, and honestly my favorite was using the Vector as like a ghost class, like an undercover agent, sneak in behind people and start shooting them. So I threw in the suppressor. That was the first thing. I debated between the suppressor and long barrel for a long time because the Vector doesn't have great range. It's alright. It's not terrible. It's not like the Scorpion where you can't even fire mid-range without foregrip. But it's not great long range. So this is kind of the limit of their normal shooting for that gun. But it is unbelievable close range. You'll see so many kills, you can just kind of walk up to someone and fire, and it has such a high rate of fire you'll dominate them. So keep that in mind when using this. Right there, that kind of kill is why I put Foregrip as my second option. With Foregrip, you can take advantage of it mid-range, and if you are good enough where you can like kind of tap kill, you can definitely use it long range like I did. So right here you can see just a few shots, it kills them so fast. So if you're agile, if you can move around quickly, you can do really well. Right here, this is Foregrip helping me out. A lot of people say Foregrip doesn't do anything, and I have to disagree a lot really, because like right here, you can see the gun is moving in and out, but it doesn't move vertically or horizontally. Any sway in the gun's aim is under my control. So right here you can see that was a normal speed. It was a different kill entirely, but it was a different, you can see it at normal speed, and the first one you can see it slow motion. If you don't have foregrip, your gun, if you slow it down, you can see it rotates around the circle. The spread is much larger. Of course, if you're using guns like an M27 that already have very low recoil, foregrip will be useless for those. But for this gun and high recoil guns, something like the Scorpion, the foregrip is going to make a huge difference. And if you play with it for a while and you try out some longer range guns, longer range kills with guns that normally can't do it, you'll find you'll have much better accuracy. So for this gun, to summarize, Vector, the two attachments that I had to go back to every time because I felt like they were the best: silencer and the foregrip. So keep those in mind. Definitely try it out. And this is it probably won't work for everyone. This is what I found to be the most effective loadout. Now when we're talking about perks, number one is Ghost. Ghost is a very good thing, and if you're making a Ghost class, obviously Ghost is a great way to go. After that, I use two perk 2s on this. Toughness is something I use on every single class I make, except for snipers. So every class where you're running around, where you have a chance of being hit, I would use Toughness. What Toughness does is it makes it so that when you're hit, your aim stays true. If you don't have Toughness and you get hit, you'll notice that after that first bullet, your aim will fly up somewhere. And it's somewhat unpredictable, but I feel like it happens more to the top left. So if you're not going to use Toughness, try to be ready to counter a top left movement. But other than that, with this gun, if you get hit, you probably will die, because it has a great rate of fire, but its damage isn't that great. So keep that in mind. Toughness can really come in handy if you got hit first and you need to react to someone else. There's a clip later on, and I'll bring it up when it happens, but I think Toughness saved my life and it kept my streak alive. So when that happens, I'll show you guys. So keep watching, I'll tell you when that happens. The other perk 2 I used was I hope you guys didn't hear my phone just there. So the other perk 2, it's kind of, I use Scavenger because I use C4 a lot, and Scavenger lets you pick up C4. This thing has a very high rate of fire, and it has an average amount of ammo available when you like load it out. So Scavenger really helps. You can pick up ammo, you can keep streaks going without having to switch guns. So I always recommend Scavenger. I really think it's very useful. Like, see, things like this, C4 can come in handy. This is the second time, I think, in this montage alone that I got a double kill from C4 if you throw it into good areas. So right here, a great way to use this loadout is to know where your enemy is before you go in, because you can see it doesn't do a lot of damage, but you can fire so fast and keep adjusting that it works out well. Now, another thing you want to keep in mind that is a great option that I used and I really liked it, is if you use adjustable stock. And honestly, adjustable stock, a lot of people don't realize how great it really is. So what happens is, when you aim down the sights, the speed you look around at is greatly reduced, something on the order of like 60 to 80%. Now, if you use adjustable stock, your rotation speed when aiming down the sights is reduced still, but reduced very little. It's like 40 or 50%. I'm not sure on those numbers. That's something I read somewhere, so I don't know entirely how accurate they are, but it should, I mean, just from experience, it seems about right. So keep that in mind. So adjustable stock in a gun like this, where you have foregrip and you're probably looking down the sights a lot since you're not using a laser sight, it's very useful to have adjustable stock, because in a lot of situations you'll see I don't let go of looking down the sights. I can hold on to a target looking around, and it's really useful. It's something where it doesn't have a great visual impact, so you don't notice it all the time, but if you play with it enough, I think you'll notice that you get a lot more kills and you can follow targets much better with adjustable stock. So I think it's coming up right here. This is the toughness one. So I got hit right there. I just slightly. I think I got hit. It might have been a different one, but I got hit on that one. And you can see my aim. I can keep it right on the guy. I never had to worry. So this one, honestly, it was a great. After this, I really considered using a sentry gun in my loadouts, just because it was so good right here. I got so many kills, and I did kill myself at the end there, so I got a little panicked, and I got a little C4 happy. I should have just kept firing. So right here, it's a good example of longer shots with foregrip. Right there, you can see my aims when I'm firing a high rate of fire on a submachine gun. The aim just stays constant. So right here, if I didn't have foregrip, I might not have been able to pull off that kill because the guy was going around the corner. If my recoil forced it to go right or forced it to go high, I probably wouldn't have gotten it. But because of it, I think I was able to keep it constant enough to get the kill. So I think I've talked about everything on this loadout. I did not use a perk 3. If you're going to use a perk 3, I would say dexterity is really the only one you're looking for, or something like that. I'm not a big fan of perk 3s unless you're using like something you're going to use long range a lot. That was worded kind of poorly. If you're using a gun with a lot of long range abilities, I'd say dexterity is a good thing to use, because this is a very fast-paced game, a lot of fast-paced maps with a lot of angles. So if you see someone, it's definitely to your advantage to be able to pull your gun up and look down the sight very quickly, because there's a good chance they'll run around a corner and you won't have the shot that you think you had. So keep that in mind if you want to use a long-range gun. That's the only really time I use perk 3s. I definitely perk 1 and 2 are my favorite. Hardline, Ghost, Flak Jacket, things like that I think are way more useful than some of the perk 3s. But there are specific cases where perk 3s are great. So if you guys leave a comment if you want more detail about this kind of thing. It doesn't apply too much to the Vector or to Montage Mondays, so I'm not going to go into too much detail on that. If you want some, leave a comment. I'll definitely make a video if you guys want it. If there's anything in this video you guys want more information about, leave a comment and I'll get a video right away. So right there you can see why it's so fast. You can look around quickly. So next Montage Monday. I'm sorry, but this is the 1 week where I will not be asking for input on guns. You can still leave them, but I have most of a montage planned out. Someone asked last week for a montage that's in sync with music, and I think that will be a lot of fun and it'll lead to a great video. So I have it all planned out in my head how it's gonna look, but there's some things which I haven't perfectly planned out. So if you have a gun you want to see, I'll see if I can throw it in there, but unfortunately I can't make promises. Usually if people ask for a gun, I can throw in a few kills. This time I might not be able to. So keep that in mind, but it's going to be an absolutely amazing montage. I've started work on it already. It's so clean, it's almost classy how well it's working out. So definitely stay tuned for that. Honestly, it's the best montage I've made. So thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you guys soon. Peace.